This is April 23rd, 2017. I'm up a canyon, northern Utah. I've been here several times. This is a canyon where I found a number of tracks last summer in about June. These are in a bunch of maples, and these are a bunch of maples that are pulled over. And I've decided, after viewing a lot of these sorts of things, these all appear to be bent down, some broken over, some of which are held under other branches, like the skinny little branch that goes across the front here, goes over the branch going away from us, or the tree going away from us, and then bends over and goes under a tree off to my right. And there's a couple of them in the structure. I feel that these are just temporary sort of structures, probably made by males, probably a place where they rest during the daylight hours, because I suspect, because of their large body size, they're very sensitive to overheating and they need to stay cool. And so to come down in an area like this. Now what's happened is all the foliage has dissipated from this, so this would no longer be used. But I've seen these, I thought they were something else, like screens or whatever else, where boughs are pulled over like this, and it appears that they at least spend some time. I don't know that they sleep at night, but maybe they sleep during the day, but probably only for a temporary period of time. And here's the same structure from another angle. You can see even more so. These look like they're bent over. In fact, you can see right up here on the top, there is one where the butt end is up in the air, obviously nowhere near where the base would be, and it's been kind of thrown up over the top. So I suspect that's what this is. Fairly large structure. This would have been a group of individuals in this. That's probably about 20 feet span through the inside there. Okay, here is a classic debris hut, as would be described by a survivalist. But it's in the area of these other shelters. Now this looks like it was used, because those boughs would have been green last fall. This was probably used in the fall. This stuff is really only visible right now early in the year, because all this growth is down so low, hasn't started growing up yet. In the summer, when this stuff gets a couple feet high, you just wouldn't see this thing. It's only maybe 3.5 feet high at the top of the mouth, but it's large enough for an adult my size, 6'4", 6'5", or bigger, to lay within it, or maybe something smaller. All right, here it is from the side, and much smaller than some of the others of these that I found. This is really neat, really neat. This is within 100 yards of that previous structure I just showed. And again, this is in an area where I found a handprint last year and several footprints. This is clearly a structure meant for something to sleep, and amazingly close to a campground. I mean, I can hear the people in the background. And though this is right near the campground, I'm really only seeing one of these branches leaning across that looks like it's was cut. Everything else appears it was broken. And chopped stuff would be readily available, and sawed stuff in this area. Here's another framework of another shelter. You can see how the branches are leaned across. This would have been more of a lean-to. And I would imagine they take the branches down and use them in other shelters, because this obviously has not been used in some time. Or possibly the young ones just get out and have this enormous compulsion to build, and they just start building and then get called away by the parents. Who knows? And this was a shelter that I found last year. I photographed in another video or two. And again, it's older, but it's definitely, you can see where things are piled up and thrown on top. This was definitely a structure made by someone. I do not think they're scouts or hunters putting this stuff in here. There's too much of it. Too much has been moved around. Too big. Anyway, really neat.